Oh, did we complain?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know what I
save
complained
Omen,
about.
man. Holy sh! She was dead at the start of the round.
Man, you're just being an asshole to this Cypher. I know why your team's
One
not
person
climbing.
plants, one person holds the walkout CT's two-state garage to hold the bodies. Dude, like, there doesn't matter, bro.
I know exactly.
They don't have an initiator. Why are we pushing out? Out. I'm literally watching it, man. If you get into Senate, you should be knowing that you gotta smoke the spike, not the choke. Okay, bro.
The
Why are you
garage,
f***ing peeking mid? They're on eco disadvantage. You f***ing hell. Bro, where are you f***ing holding?
Toxic Reyna main, the toxic no copy to Reyna main we all hate.
Legit, you could ask any of my friends. Like, I'm not. Like, I don't get angry.
That's funny.
It's just one of those things where, like, I pent it all up for like 6 months, and this is the day.
Right now, you have fit every Reyna archetype that exists, and it's great. If you want a coaching session, click the top link in my bio. It'll take you to my Meta5 page. Or, if you want to support the channel, you can go to my Discord channel as well and subscribe there, where eventually I'll be handing out coaching sessions. Enjoy the video. What is your goal in Valorant, and why do you want this coaching session, or why did you get this coaching session?
I just want to hit Radiant. That's like my goal for the foreseeable future.
Wherever Cypher is, we should go there.
They don't
Or
have
wherever
any
Cypher
info.
is.
Okay, so like, for example, round 1, no pre-round comm. Like, there's no strategy at all. They don't have any info. Your pre-round comm should always come pre-10 seconds, okay? Like, that's like my rule with everyone that I'm coaching, right? It's like your only comm is they don't have any info, but that's not a strategy. That's like info dumping is what I like to call it. You need to come up with something. So like, let's say they have Cypher, you notice they don't have Sova. Okay, maybe their A fight's weaker, so let's just fight A, and we'll go from there. Does that make sense? Alright, this is a problem. So in your, once you go into like post plant, there's something called like, I call it post plant mode, right? You need to automatically be calming how you want to play this post plant. So it's 3v2, they have Sage Cypher, we have a trip on flank, so we know these players can't go flank, unless like Sage had a Sage wall and walled over the trip, but I'm not playing for the 0.1%, right? Like, if she does that, good for her, she wins the round, right? I don't fucking care. So like, in my situation here, I want to be calming immediately. Yo, Omen, can you go play graffiti? Cypher peek off of us. Let's hold cross, right? And then you guys already have exactly what you're supposed to do, because there's no flashes to play against, right? There's only a Sage wall. Your Cypher can support your Omen if they wall you off, or he can support you, so he can like jiggle either side, no matter what, if Sage walls or Cypher cages across. And then you guys are playing a crossfire, and you're golden. But like, it's gonna happen naturally. Like, you notice how Omen does it? But like,
This one heaven.
you are, oh, this is like really bad positioning. Wait, why would you not play Hell here?
I don't know.
You don't know? Alright, based. So do you know why Hell's a stronger position?
Hold the cross with Omen, and I can't be shot from heaven.
Yep, you hold across from Omen, can't be shot from heaven, right? So basically guarantees that you guys are going to play around each other. Like, so
And if someone jumps out of heaven onto me, I have the advantage in that fight as well.
probably not.
Unless,
You're
maybe
probably
if
gonna
you-
get killed because you're holding cross, and your Omen will kill this guy. But it doesn't matter because like your Omen kills him, and then if
Yeah.
somebody kills your Omen, your Cypher kills that person, right? So it basically creates a triple cross. This is like the strongest base cross in like the game. Like these three positions are like somebody here or somebody here. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, these three are acceptable, but this cross is like one of the best in the game. Another possibility was having your Cypher come play here with you, and he could watch the cross, and then you and Omen are just playing cross, and then that way you and Cypher are doubled up if your Omen gets killed for the 2v1. That's also a potential. It doesn't really matter, but going here and taking this one is objectively like a net lower percentage because you're taking a 1v1 and a 3v2 where you have bomb down with a potential cross play. Like, even if you win the fight, that's still a bad play. Because you just gave the Sage an into the round. Nice shot, though. Just reload. I have 12 bullets. Okay, bad reload.
I need 15, man.
Bad reload. Also, in future situations, if you see your Omen posturing like this, I want you walking forward with him. The reason why is because you don't want to give the Omen, like, you don't want to give a 1v1, right? It's 3v1 now. Now it's +2. Now it's Giga have to play numbers, right?
Where was Sage?
Hey, who's got the fight?
On B. Do we know how Reyna got to a window? She walked on mid, right?
Okay, so you need to be better at inferring things and picking up information quicker. But even then, in this round, all this information doesn't matter because pistol round and second round are going to be played completely differently from how third. So basically, the way I view the game, or like the way most people do, is like 1 to 3 are like completely random rounds, and they're like your tells on how the enemy is going to play. But you don't need that. Like you need to gather that information yourself. And like if you can ask your teammates, right, if like they gave it to you, right? But then on rounds, what is it, 4 through 12, this is like your read rounds of like how the game's. It's probably going to be very consistent depending on how the pre-round check goes, their ultimate status, right? You can basically get a general read, but this is all random because you're still feeling out the enemy team, right? So like all I want you to do here is look at your win con, right? Do your pre-round check, economy, ult. We have a way better buy, we know because we just won pistol, right?
Yep.
And we know what weapons we have. All right, so let's come up with a play. Yo, Cypher, can you cam mid and see if they're pushing mid? If they're not pushing mid, let's just like default for like 20 seconds and like play in groups of 2 or whatever. If they are pushing mid, can we just speed up towards A and hit A site? Right? So there, you have like contingencies and it's a base plan. It takes like 5 to 10 seconds to explain. But you need to be communicating what you want to do rather than just like asking questions. Because like at this point, you're 4 seconds left in the round and there's no strategy. Right? You guys are all.
Yeah, and
like,
this is what I meant is like this entire time I am thinking about like how to play. Like I'm trying to formulate everything,
Yeah.
but it's like I'm overloaded with information of trying to understand the game and the map.
I'm not gonna say it shouldn't be too difficult because everyone learns different things, but like you should realize what's your advantage. We have weapons, we have guns. I know that rushing against ecos is bad, so we should play for some sort of information, right? Okay, so we're going to play mid. Cool. We're gonna look mid. We're gonna start there, and then we'll have a contingency towards what we want to do. Maybe speed up A, maybe speed up C. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, right? It's up to you. But like trying to get all this information, it's like pretty much irrelevant because you know how the rounds. You don't know how the round's gonna turn out, right? But you know that like your win con is that your guns are better, and you don't want to fight them 5v5 because then even though your guns are better, you're giving them a chance to trade each other, hit some nice shots, whatever. You basically want to be taking 2v1s around the map, and you know when people are broke, they typically go for solo plays more often, right? So
You know,
that's like what you should be playing around. Does that make
she
sense?
probably timing Omen and walked up short. Huh?
But like, I don't know. You're just kind of like info dumping a lot.
Stuck right side.
Do you want to go see?
Yo, behind us.
Yeah. So your lack of pre-round plan or strategy at all, you guys, your Omen killed somebody long. You guys took some fights long, and then because that you had no plan, you guys kind of just got owned.
Stuck.
Like
stuck
that's
right side.
that's all that
Do you
happened.
want to go see?
This guy caught a timing. He walked
Yo,
up
behind us,
short.
behind
Judged you
us.
both,
Yes, I see
and then you guys get 3K'd. Now, if you had a basic strategy, like, yo guys, let's Navi default 120. If we don't see anything, can we just go A? So if I want you to drone short, this whole situation would have been fronted. You need to not give Deagle's jiggle fights when you're like 125.
Okay.
So you should be like on same line as ISO. So like if ISO's
Yeah, I
out
was thinking
here,
about
you
when
should be out
I
here.
watched this is that I should have been scaling up with them.
Yeah. So it's like it's
Like,
not even
really,
like
I could've-
you can,
Stuck right side.
but it's not even like that you need to be scaling up. You just need to be in the same line as him. So like for example, you sitting posting to hold is like fine if your ISO was like walking up here, right? And you guys are walking on the same line. But like, because if you're giving this guy jiggle fights, he jiggle taps you. That's just gonna be tough, right? Because now this guy, since he's over here, there's no way to trade you.
Can we break this wall mid? I'm gonna go wide and hold for a walkout.
Go down. There you go. Like this is like an action, right? But it's like, why do you want to break the wall mid? So you should like articulate on it. It's like, I want to break the wall mid. I think the stage is gonna peak. Afterwards, let's like head towards A side, right? So maybe your thought is like, I want to break the wall so that way there's pressure B, but then I want to end A, right? You should always add an
If I
endpoint.
do have an action, then add something where like
You need an end.
where it'll
You need like
lead.
an endpoint, yeah, like some sort of endpoint, so that way your team knows what's going on, right? On attack specifically, right? Like have a general idea, and obviously as the mid round goes on, you have to adapt, right? That doesn't mean you have to stick to the A plan. All of a sudden, your teammates see 3 peeking A, you guys can just run C, right?
She's up.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm A.
Yeah, you need to be more vocal at this point. Yo guys, can we group A and like hit as A and like as a group
Surfer.
in your mid round?
Surfer.
Back out,
Seer,
back out,
surfer.
back out. I think stack this.
Okay, you want to
Go
calm?
see.
Yeah, so your back out calm should be, you guys, let's not go A. Cypher's playing A. I want to go C, and then you should run C. Like, you should be just, you need to be more articulate, right?
all one thing.
Like, yes,
rather
it needs
than-
to be very fluid, right? So the fluidity of your comms in the mid round need work as well. By the way, comms is like I'm gonna be honest, comms is probably one of the statistically the least impactful things in the world, but it's one of the hardest things to master. I'm gonna be honest. But the general idea that you wanted to go see here and avoid the cipher, I was down with it. I f***ed with it.
I'm gonna smoke your guys' garage.
Making cover.
Perfect. Good.
Show me a target. Enemy spotted C.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is grief. You were aiming to take this 1v1 onto the Reyna in a 5v3 situation. Thoughts?
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I even have a note in an old text document that says like play numbers or for it's like 5v4, go ahead and look for the extra fight. But if it's anything more than that, like 2-man advantages, just back off and play with the team.
So +2, it's not back off and play with team, it's fight together. Because you don't have to back off, right? And that should always
You
be
can still
something that's
play
clarified.
aggro, just
You can play aggressive. Like if you guys want to fight this Reyna, I'm down, but you need to calm that you want to fight this Reyna.
I have someone
Right?
with me.
Just like some sort of play together. Here's the thing. Is it min-max to fight this Reyna? No. In a professional environment, if you chose to fight like a Reyna like this, even if you were as 2, that would still be grief, right? But like in ranked, it doesn't fucking matter. Like doing a general principle will always succeed. Not always, but like it'll have a high probability of succeeding because nobody applies them anyway. I mean, look at all of your teammates. Your Omen's fine. Your Sova is like holding the smoke. Like they're all just sitting here. Like nobody's calming, nobody's working together, right? So by you inherently working together, it'll automatically increase your odds of winning.
I can't talk. We need to keep taking mid control, break the stage wall, and then get garage control and break whatever cypher stuff is in there. So when we get garage control, don't peek on to C. Just
Okay, so we have a general pre-round about what action we're gonna do, which is good, right? But what I want to see is like, what I want is you basing
cypher
off the
trips.
not okay. Breaking cipher trips is like a great thing to do at like the highest level. But like if you know a path on where you can win, which obviously we don't know yet, right? But if you know a part's weak or a path's weak, you always have to be careful of that because I feel like you're the type of person to always like try to min-max map control in ranked, and that's just not worth it. Just because based off of the way you're calming, right? You're like, oh, well, Sage is here. Like I'm down to break stage wall every round if she continues to do it, and I'm down to default mid with an intent of going A or C, right? Or like even hitting B, right? Like I'm down for those types of things.
get that.
But I always want it to be based off of because I have XYZ read. Yep. Here you should be looking to back up, right? Because no matter what, you're going to take a 1v1 here, 4v1.
Yeah.
If it's a 5v1 and you want to hunt for this kill, I'm down. But in a 4v1, you should just like back up and play with your team. Now that Cypher's here, like now that Cypher's here to take the fight with you, you run away.
Yeah.
Like this is what I mean. It's like it's like you're playing avoid your teammates. This is probably why your cast is low, right? In your mid round, you're not setting up fights and how you want to play together, and you're taking a bunch of ones, which is probably why your cast is low. That's a pretty trash flash. Okay. So like this first flash,
Number one, there's
I'm
no point-
down. Like
yeah, the second one doesn't even do anything because even if they are in that corner, it doesn't matter because they're close enough to see me anyways.
yeah. I mean, it could be for like this angle. I know you're not
Yeah,
doing it,
that-
but like here's the thing. Like you should just clear this and play the trade anyway. That way you can use your flash for the exec like every time.
The reason why I flash like that is because I'm trying to force myself to use flashes because often I'll sit on them and then I'll just never use them.
So the reason why people struggle to use them is because they don't know how to, like, they don't know where they're
Yeah.
supposed to use them. So for example, flashing A long at the start of the round or flashing A long in general to force this guy off the angle is a good general flash, right? Flashing here is like a bad general flash. Flashing here while hitting the A site is a good general flash, right? So it's like you have to think, okay, right? Why am I bad at using the flashes? Why do I not realize I'm not using them? It's because you don't have set ideas of where you want your flashes generally to go. And then you can improvise.
Yeah.
Like as you get better and better at the character, you'll be able to improvise flashes. For example, this is like what I would call an improvision flash. But like you'd only want to throw this flash if like somebody was fighting one of your teammates like here and you killed him and then you threw it close and then you swung afterwards. You
That
know
I
what I'm
already
saying?
had info that someone
Yeah,
was
you
there
had
in
info
order
that
to
somebody is
mess
there.
up an advantage.
Right. So that's the difference between like. Oh.
Would you advise going through the maps and setting up like
It's not there.
just general? Because you showed that one to the right, and I don't think I've ever thrown it to the right there.
Do you know why I throw it to the right instead of the left?
It gives you more area to scale out on the right side.
So kind of, but like flash works by near sight, right? So if you throw it to the right, you're able to clear this anyway, and it doesn't matter, right? And then on top of that, this if you throw it up into the right, it hits back sight and it hits this corner, and those are the next two immediate angles you're worried about, and it hits heaven. Right?
Yeah.
So all the angles that you're worried about, it's going to hit. Where I was like, oh, that's a decent flash. So it's like, it's articulated. And then this is like, once again, you're going into post plant, and you're not sure what you're supposed to do. And instead of like setting up a play, you're looking for any fight that you can get, instead of being like, oh yes, this is like how I want to set up posts, or like knowing. So you know how he talks about like default flashes and knowing.
So I think
it's
in
the same
this
thing.
particular situation, I was trying to get into graffiti to play cross, and I was going to ask Sova, and then I just got swung out of the smoke by Sage.
Yeah, but like that's not exactly what you're doing, because watch, ready? You're gonna reload, and then you're gonna peek out and look for the fight heaven, right? So you're not trying to go to graffiti to play the cross. You're looking for a gunfight.
You drop judge.
Show me a target.
Okay, you're really bad at scaling A long, if I'm gonna be honest. So if you have a teammate that is back here and he is over here, right? Then you need to just be here and let this guy walk up to eventually meet you, and he will clear this. And your job is to hold this, right? It's point of contact. Vice versa. If you have a teammate that's here, our job is now to go up here and fight this. And if we get killed while he peeks and he kills us, not our fault. It happens, right? But you have like, you're trying to do everything yourself. The rule of thumb with heal versus dismiss is if you see two people, you dismiss. If you see one person, you heal. If you're full HP, you don't heal, right? That's like literally all there is to Reyna. It's not that complicated. And then you have to know like what you're dismissing for. So like whenever you click dismiss, you should actively know already where you're going with the dismiss.
A really frustrating thing that I've been struggling a lot recently is like these cipher trips where they're set up on like, they're not actually in the choke, they're on the very outside of the choke, and it's like, how do you deal with those now? Because
when you're
like
Reyna,
Skydog or drones or can't break them.
Okay.
Like,
so, well, this depends, right? It all depends on the situation, right? Skydog can't break them, but they can disable them for you to shoot them.
Okay.
So like, Skydog hits it, you can walk forward. Like you can either just throw your leer and run through with the Skydog, or you can break it. It's up to you, right? Otherwise, damaging utility can break it. Right? So any damaging utility, and you have shock darts on your team. So if this is a problem, right, for you guys, and you know this is an issue, then you can always have Sova just shock dart this trip, and then you'll never have to worry about a trip close again.
But in this particular situation where I am scaling up long alone, and whereas my team is like, am I just stuck? Like I can't really.
I mean, yeah, this just failed. This is like a pre-round issue that leads into a mid-round issue.
Okay.
And then now it's just how do you play the situation from here? And the correct play was I can't come out long. Let's slow down and play for fights. And this is like the correct play. So that's why I didn't really say anything. But it was fine. Okay, yeah.
In this round.
That's valid.
Yeah, and so I was trying to ask him to. I think he actually is close,
So
and then
well, he
I go
can't
to the
be
plan
close
anyways.
left. He has to be close right.
Close right.
Yeah.
Why are you even looking to the left? Wait. Okay. If we ISO ult, you need to trust the ISO ult. There is nobody here. Our crosshair should never be trained here. Should never be here. Like we saw the ISO ult hit everything. You're just not trusting the utility, and that's just bad. Right? Because our crosshair never. If somebody swings us from here and kills us, that's like fully our fault.
Yep.
Close right.
And then here, like you still clear left, and then you die. You die fully, and like you know this Cypher plays a trip here too. Like this is all just like I don't know.
Could have been easy walkout
Like
facing
this-
right side,
yeah,
break
this
trip,
is-
and kill him as
Yes.
he walks over.
This was like a super easy thing that two people die for it because like basically you're not either you're not aware enough or you're not paying enough attention. And you're like, the trips are so hard to take. And this is like a big problem with you. You always try to do everything yourself. Like, the trips aren't hard to break. You just say, yo, Sova, can you shock that trip? He always puts it close.
Might be scaling up garage. CT.
Also, when you're dead, don't tell them, like, how to play. Like, wait for Omen. Like, just don't even speak. You know what I'm saying?
Drone it.
Because, like, they should be talking to themselves. And it's like, it's not your place to backseat. And if you form a habit of backseating, it can actually, like, net negative you across, like, games. Like, for example, if they're in Discord, you don't know that, right?
Make sure Cypher's
It's
not
generally better just to shut up when you're dead.
there. I think he's been holding.
The only thing you can calm is like location of like agents.
Okay.
Like
So
if you would 100% know.
garage.
You definitely need to pan that a little bit safer, but
One in
The
garage.
Yeah.
your crosshair's so tight to the wall every time you're walking like this.
One in garage.
And as a result, like dude, this is like a consistent issue while you're moving with your crosshair. Like your crosshair needs to be wider while you're holding the angle. Like while you're walking out. And like even here, like even if you weren't holding the angle, Something needs to be wider. One, you're in the middle of an off angle. You're not like on an angle, right? So you have to expect them to wide swing you essentially, right? And then two, it's like your crosshair's so tight to this wall, and you're moving this way, and then they're peeking this way. It's like the same issue again and again.
Okay.
Crosshair placement diff. And then you just get
The most recent change that I made to my crosshair was like knowing the difference between on and off angles and whether or not to hold wide or close. And I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah, so there's on and off angles. There's the distance away from the wall depending on like movement situation, and then there's obviously head height, and those are like the three things. And then there's actually one more. It's like most active threat. It's like, is your crosshair consistently on the most active threat? There's like the four things that make up good crosshair placement. I think objectively we should do better here, and not really
just hitting the shot.
other than like, yes, just hit the shot, but like at the same time, when scaling here, okay, actually I figured something out. Okay, because Reyna is all about mechanics, right? So it's like you need to give yourself the highest percentage fight you possibly can. You should walk out wide backside here, because like think about it, right? If you're fighting this guy, right, you have the better advantage because you have angle advantage. And if this guy comes out of CT, his adjustment's harder because his crosshair is going to be trained here, not here. So you should always walk out wide backside. All right.
Hey,
What do you think about this? Not necessarily that people holding that like off angle as they're walking down.
So it's not an off angle. You might think this is an off angle, right? But this is actually an on angle. The reason why it's an on angle is because what's right behind you?
Is that a common spot to check?
Yeah. I mean, if you're a good player, you should always go down looking at this because like on the timing of people coming down, like if you full silent walk, you'll be about here while you're running. If you full sprint down here, like you.
How do you typically play short then? Because I'm usually an A player. It's either garage or A.
I work with the teammate on my site to set up bait and like switch plays. So a lot of it's like bait and switch.
Like I was doing along.
Yeah, or you just assert your dominance and you just swing them. An actual off angle you can play is like right here. This is like an actual off angle because nobody's gonna. It's not nobody, but like you get like this angle or like, oh well, that's a really bad line. You essentially get like this line, which is like really weird. But for example, if you go to swing this and an Omen TP'd short, like you will lose this fight 10 out of 10 times. As an Omen main, or not Omen main, but Smokes main, I TP here all the time. I shit on Oppers, I shit on fucking Reyna players, doesn't matter, right? Like a good Omen player will beat you there, or if they like satchel across, they'll beat you short.
Lots.
I should have gone left.
Short.
No, the dismiss was like fine, and like going left is like. The
short.
problem is, I'm gonna be honest, because you don't set up a play with like your teammate, like you're kind of because like if you notice when this guy shoots, even if you went left, you probably would have died.
Yeah.
You can argue that you actually wait. Let's look at full pathing here.
Lots.
Wait, you can just dismiss all the way up short, can you not?
Yeah.
No, then you should just dismiss all the way up short and went left. They're gonna go C this round with Raise Rocket, and then you're gonna be at the wrong site, and then this op's gonna go to waste, and you're buying an op on the same side as Cypher. It's like also bad. So whenever you have Senti, if you want to op on Reyna, it's not bad. Whenever you have Senti, like you shouldn't be like objectively you shouldn't be opping the same side as a Sentinel unless like you're baiting in a way. So like
I also think this was too late into the round that I was even thinking about opping because I didn't even sell and buy an op until like 10 seconds left.
Well, yeah, that's like you not coming with the plan fast enough, but whatever, don't care, right? But I'm still talking about the idea of like if you want to op, you shouldn't be putting it same side as Sentinel, and because now all your firepower's on the side, and your guys' retake just becomes miserable.
Well, also, typically people will avoid the ops if I get a pick. Like they'll just leave.
But like the thing is like yes, they like to avoid the op, but like let's say you're always opping A, and the Sentinel's always playing C, and they're gonna want to go into the Sentinel, so you starting C and opping and getting the first kill at C, and then rotating away towards A is like a viable option.
Yep.
Right. So it's about like it's a mind game, right? Sometimes opping the same side as a Sentinel, that if the Sentinels consistently play the same site, is acceptable.
And if you've already shown that pattern, that
yeah, but like you know they're gonna go like C mid here, not A. They just like it's just how they've been playing. Also, like this is indecision. Like if you're opping A, you're like
just
basically you're just glued. Like you've took the line.
Okay.
It is now your job, your A responsibility, and the Cypher is now fast rotate. You should just
Okay.
be at A. You should just sit there. You can like walk up if you want to, and like even go for a deeper post if you really want to. You don't have to, but you can like walk up and go for like this post.
You get into Senate, you should be knowing that you gotta smoke the spike, not the choke.
Dude, you are
Tilting.
critiquing, dude.
I know.
Like, oh,
As soon
man.
as you get into Senate, you should be knowing that you gotta smoke the spike, not the choke.
Like, don't get me wrong. I agree. You should know that, but like at the same time, sometimes people don't. And like, also, you're not the coach, so you don't tell them. But like, man.
I'm not saying that in chat.
Yeah, I know
It's
you're not
just-
saying it in chat, but like, dude, like, if like, even if you're like this, like, let's say this is a bad day, but like on your average day, right? Like, if you critique your teammates like this all the time, bro, it just like takes up brain power. It's just not needed ever. Like, I never critique my, like, the problem when I used to play is like I'm a coach, right? So I critique my teammates all the time. Like, it's normal. I see it. But now I just laugh at their mistakes. Like, there's no reason for you to ever be like, oh, God, that guy should know that. And then like, you know, if they
Yeah.
ask what they did wrong, right? Because they've probably self-reflected on the play anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee you, everyone at this level, like, if they play the round, they probably think about it and they're like, oh, I probably did this wrong, right? Because you do that when you play. I do that when I play. So why is it different for any other Immortal? Like, they probably thought, like, oh, I made a mistake, right? And they're like, oh, what should I have done there? Then you give your input. You're like, oh, typically you just want to smoke the bomb, right? But like, critiquing them, or like, it's just a waste of energy. It doesn't make you better at the game. There's no point to do it. It's about to happen. Alright, that guy's really bad.
Yes. On. Backing
Whoa,
up.
whoa. You should have just grouped up with your Cypher here.
Going towards you.
So like, Haven, A-Site is like one of those maps where when you're fighting and like there's two people here and you guys decide to fight, if like you fight for one of the lanes, you kind of commit to this lane. Like, this is now your space and you like control it. And you don't really need to go refight site here, because if they go on site, they have to fight with you. Same thing with short. Like, if you're short, you should look to fight upwards rather than going back and fighting this most of the time. If you already have a teammate that's back site, you can go and fight here. But if the teammate's not back site already, then you just want to control this space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nice.
On.
It's like, you notice here, like, there's nobody here. So it's like you going to swing this. This guy could have already been here and popped you. And then, like, you guys taking this position just becomes weaker. Because now it's just Cypher that they have to deal with over there.
Backing
Sometimes
up.
it's more worth it to be
Here
a
comes some,
threat than it is to be to get more
He
kills.
has a judge. Look at that.
Bro.
We know.
I've done much.
You're trying to fast rotate here, but it's 5v2. You should just group up with your teammate. Because, like, let's say they come B and they, like, got it. Let's say they got away, right? They Cypher caged it off. They got to B. You'd be taking a 1v1 and a 5v2, which is objectively bad, right?
Okay.
And then, if they fight your team and they kill them all, then you're not there to trade them. So now you have less, like, you overall, like, E of X have less
I get-
impact on this round.
Sub to OD26 on Discord for based anime opinions.
And coaching.